Hare Krishna Prabhu, Amoga Prabhu, can I start Kirtan?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, Mataji, kindly start with Kirtan.
Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jayo Girivaradhari, Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha, Jayo Girivaradhari, Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Yamuna Tira Vanachari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Jaya Radha Madhava, Jayo Kunja Bihari, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Jaya Radha Madhava Radhe, Jaya Radha Gokulananda Radhe, Jaya Radha Rasa Bihari Radhe, Jaya Radha Kunja Bihari Radhe, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol, Nittai Gaura Hari Bol. Hare Krishna devotees. Thank you for joining. So I will do the Mangalacharan prayers. Om Ajnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalaghaya Chakshurunnmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthavidam Yena Bhudale Swayam Rupakada Mahyam Dadadi Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapatakamallam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamsha Shri Rupam Sagrajadam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaidam Savadutam Parijana Sahidam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishaganidamsha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandho Jagatpade Gobesha Gobika Kandha Radha Kanda Namostude Tatta Kanjana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sude Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanja Kalpataru Bisha Kribha Sindhubhye Vaja Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Nama. Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Sri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining, devotees. So, I'm 5 minutes earlier, Prabhu. Amoga Prabhu, is there an issue? Can I start now?
Yes, Mataji. So as you feel comfortable.
Okay. So, thank you so much for joining. So, today I would like to, because I didn't get time to prepare on any particular verse or particular shloka, so I thought I would discuss about a particular pastime of Krishna. So that what all learnings and what are the things inside that particular pastime that we should know. So I would like to explain about a particular pastime. So before I begin, I beg all of your elevated devotees blessing, so that I can try glorifying Krishna for the pleasure of Srila Prabhupada. And I kindly request all of you to bless me so that I can speak something, because I am completely unqualified to speak something about Krishna and about devotion. So I kindly request all of you to bless me. So today, I would like to discuss about a particular pastime which caused a lot of confusion to me when I begin. It's like I was thinking always why it happened. So, like what is the meaning of that particular thing? Why all that things happened? So yes, when we discuss about the pastimes of Krishna, we love hearing the the pastimes of Krishna's birth and Krishna's childhood pastimes. Everything is so blissful. So we often hears about the Damodara Leela pastimes and Govardhan Leela pastimes. Everything is so blissful to hear. So, but it is not that much common to hear about the closing pastimes of Krishna, like the Andi Leela of Krishna. So it is very much bewildering, or it is a kind of confusing, or to hear about that caste pastimes, like 546 million family members, they were attacking themselves, they were killing among themselves, and there was bloodshed, and Krishna left the body. So it was a lot of confusions there. So it is always bewildering. It always causes confusion, like why it is happening. So that I thought like that is what we will discuss for 30 minutes today. So this is all about like what I heard from many devotees and what I heard from some lectures. So I just combined that, and I had a note about that. So I thought like just sharing that. I'm pretty sure that all of you know, because all of you are in this movement for a long time, so all of you are already aware of this thing. But for a refreshment, I thought like just share what I know about, what I heard, and what I feel like a realization when I hear for the first time. So I thought like sharing that. So the first thing is like we know the pastimes, like what happened, the reason, the story begins when Samba got a curse from the group, from a group of sages. Like they were pretending they are pregnant, Samba is pregnant, and they were asking the sages like if the child is going to be a boy or girl, and the sages says like it will be a iron rod, and that will be the cause for destruction of your entire dynasty. And the stories start from there. And in the Prabhakshetra, all Yadus were intoxicated and they killed among themselves, and they died. So we know that everything happens by Krishna's will. So not even blade of grass moves without Krishna's sanction. So that we know, like, so the entire pastime was orchestrated by Krishna in a particular way, so that he can prove, or he can show he can teach the material world, conditioned soul, certain things. Why Krishna entered his pastimes in that way. So the dealings of Krishna's with Yadavas are not at all material. We cannot think that it is not on a material platform, because Yadavas are not a ordinary conditional soul like us. They are highly elevated. They were associating with Krishna, and they are so powerful that, and they used to protect brahmanas, protect cows, and they are on a very elevated level. And there is no tendency that they will be bewildered with some demonic quality, or they will get a demonic quality, angry, and they will kill among themselves. So that is one thing. On the other side, a group of sages, there is they are so much elevated that there is very less chance, there is no chance that they will get influenced by some sporting spirit of dreams. Samba was just pretending, and he was asking for a prank. They were doing a prank. So sages, they could oversee like this is from the member of a family of Krishna, and they should have overlooked about that incident. But still, sages cursed these thing, and the entire things happened. So, in the 11th canto, first chapter, 5th shloka, Krishna says that the curse that received by Samba was his plan. By his will only that curse happened. So there is on both sides the associates of Krishna Yadavas. There is no chance they will often say sage, and on the other side, the sages also there is no chance that they will get influenced by anger, or they will get influenced by the sporting spirit of a prince from Krishna's family. But still, it happened. So why Krishna chose a pastimes like this? So that is, I would like to share some points, some bullet points I collected. So one thing is like these pastimes are so much confusing for the common people. Whenever a common people hear, a common man hear about the closing pastimes of Krishna, they will be like so much bewildered, like why it happened. So that is one thing. So first thing is like all the Yadavas, all the members of close associates of Krishna were one category, they were eternal associates of Krishna in the Golok Vrindavana, other was demigods. So Krishna understood that it has been 125 years and it is the time for his close pastimes, or it's time for him to stop his activities on the material world and go back to Golok Vrindavana. So why it is because all the desires why Krishna incarnated on the material world has been fulfilled. Krishna reciprocated many ways to his devotees, and he gave darshan on not only to the material world. He traveled to Sudalaloka to meet Bali Maharaj. He went to Indraloka. He even gave darshan, went to Vaikunta and gave darshan to Lord Vishnu. So everything has been fulfilled, and he married. He had children, grandchildren, and all the desires was fulfilled. All the functions was established, and it is a time for his closing pastime. So along with Krishna, many demigods were also came with Krishna. So it is the time for them to go back to their abode and resume their duties, because demigods also got their own duties. So one thing is demigods has to go back and resume their duties there. And another thing is like Krishna knew that Yadavas were extremely attached to Krishna. So if Krishna disappeared before Yadavas, means out of that um, extreme attachment, when Krishna leave, their extreme outburst of emotion, that separation emotion, because of that they will tremble the entire world. Because we know that someone very close to us in material world also, we see that when someone very close to a particular person dies or something happened to them, then they will act like mad in some way. So here Adavas were completely attached to Krishna. So when Krishna leave from their eyesight, they would tremble the entire world, and Mother Earth could not tolerate that emotion, that emotional outburst of Yadavas. So Krishna wanted to disappear. Krishna wanted to disappear them before disappearing of Krishna. Like Krishna wanted to remove them before his disappearance, so that Mother Earth won't feel that excessive burden, as well as Yadavas won't feel that much extreme separation from Krishna. So that was another thing. And another thing is like the most important thing is like Krishna wanted to teach the conditioned souls like us that nothing in this material world is permanent. Like everything in this material world is temporary. So Krishna had his pastimes here. He had a lot of queens, and he made a lot of palaces, and there were many opulences. Every opulences were there, but still Krishna wanted to say that that is also temporary. Nothing in this material world is permanent. So we should not, even that is opulence or poverty or good or bad, highs, lows, everything is temporary in this material world. So that point Krishna wanted to teach the conditional souls like us. So Krishna annihilated the entire Yadu dynasty in that particular way. And another important point is like Krishna wanted to protect the common man from impersonalist philosophy. So how it is means, so what happened is like some of the members of Yadu dynasty, they were thinking like they are equal to Krishna, because familiarity breeds to contempt. Like they were associating with the Krishna very closely for years, that somewhere they were thinking like they are equal to Krishna. So and the general people were giving them all the members of the other dynasty the respect and devotion as same as Krishna. So somewhere they were thinking like they are also equal to Krishna. And the impersonal philosophy is also like that. Every members of Yadu dynasty or every associates of Krishna is equal to Krishna. So Krishna wanted to protect the common man from the thought like no one is equal to him, no one is Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. Nothing, no one, however close one maybe, nothing is equal to Krishna. Krishna wanted to prove his supremacy, and no family members is equal to Krishna. So that is another point Krishna wanted to establish. So the thing is like, they were thinking like they are equal to Krishna, but Krishna annihilated them in a particular way that common man will understand that any common man, any powerful living entity, even up to the extent of being on the same family member of Krishna, they are still not equal to Krishna. Krishna is the only supreme personality of Godhead. And another beautiful point in these pastimes, closing pastimes, Krishna teaches us like that simply by birth, no one will get any spiritual qualification, or no one will become a spiritual master simply by birth. Birth is not a qualification. Like simply by getting born in a Brahmin family or getting a birth in the Krishna's family is not a ticket, or it's not a proof that that person is spiritually qualified. The spiritual qualification or the spiritual level of a particular person is totally depending upon his action, his devotional service, and his sincerity. That the birth is not a matter. So Krishna wanted to show that even though the same family members, the Krishna's family members also, if they may abuse that, if Krishna disappear early and the common people will give them the proper respect as they were giving to Krishna, they may abuse that. There is a possibility that they may abuse that. So Krishna wanted to stop that also. No member of his dynasty should abuse the common man in a thought like that they are equal to Krishna. So Krishna wanted to stop that also. And another thing is like, we all know that to show the power of the curse of Brahmana and Vaishnavas. So Krishna wanted to show that it doesn't matter how much intimately connected to Krishna one is, how intimately connected to Krishna also. If they offended a Brahmana or Vaishnava and they got a curse from a Brahmana or a Vaishnava, Krishna won't counteract that curse, because the Brahmanas and Vaishnavas are that much potent, and then their words have that much power. Krishna, even though Krishna can, but Krishna will not interfere with the curse of Brahmanas and Vaishnavas. So that is the power of Vaishnavas and Brahmanas curse has to be established. So that is another reason Krishna was doing that. And another thing is like, Krishna wanted to demonstrate the uselessness of Sahajaya Sampradaya. So we know Sahajaya Sampradayas, what they do is like, they simply mimic, they simply imitate certain things that don't have any philosophical or scriptural base. Like they don't refer any scripture, they don't refer any Vedas or something. They, out of their own emotion, out of their own thought, they do something, and they are saying like it will bring them the ultimate success. So Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says an example for Sahajiya's mentality here, right? It is like, if a woman, a pregnant woman, out of her labor pain, pregnant time, the labor pain, she may cry, and she will cry very loudly, and that after that crying she may give birth to a child. So that is like a situation. A pregnant lady, when she's about to give birth, she will cry, and that will result in the birth of a child. But instead of that, if someone imitate like they are pregnant and they are crying very loudly, that will not produce a child. That lady can't give birth to a child, because they are just imitating what they're happening. Similarly, a devotee, a pure devotee of Krishna, out of his feeling, his devotion, his intense feelings of separation in the heart, he may cry very loudly, he may roll over on the ground because of that separation feeling he's feeling inside his heart. So for that feeling, for that action, they may get Krishna prema, or they may attain the lotus feet of Krishna. But if someone was imitating like that loud crying and just rolling on the floor, that doesn't give Krishna to them. So imitating what that happening, the mood, the heart, the emotion is totally different in both cases. So similarly here, Samba was imitating, like Samba was imitating like a pregnant lady and going there. So that is like a Sahaja tendency. So Krishna wanted to show the uselessness of that, will not give any fruit, as well as they will cause to destruction of everything. So Krishna wanted to establish that point also, the uselessness of Sahaja Sampradaya. And another thing is very beautiful thing is, in this pastime it is revealing, is that Krishna is equal to everyone. Krishna's neutrality. So when something happened, like Krishna is neutral to everyone. Krishna is not at all partial to anyone. Like whatever karma one do, they have to suffer the consequences also. So even though Krishna wanted to say, even though it is my family, my close, my child, grandchilds, and my dynasty, but still they got a curse, they offended them. I am not at all partial to anyone, not even my family, other family, common. I am equal to everyone. I'm neutral to everyone. So whatever actions one do, they have to be ready to face the consequences, like good or bad, whatever is one is doing, they have to be ready to face the consequence also, because Krishna is not at all partial. He's neutral. He takes no partiality to anyone. So whenever we do something, we should be aware of the consequence also. And Krishna wanted to show that also, even though the offense was done by his own family member, he was not at all partial to them. He took the stand in a straight way, like they have to pay the price, like they have to suffer the consequences of what they did. And that was another thing. Another thing is like duplicity destroy devotional service. So here Samba was not pregnant, but he was saying like he's pregnant, and he was asking sages like the child will be boy or girl. So that is like a duplicity. So in devotional, like in our case also, it is easy to dress like a devotee, wear a thilaga kandimala, and but what goes on in our heart, that is important. Krishna understand the duplicity. So just like show off like a devotee, but in the heart we don't believe that Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. We still doubt of the authority of Krishna, and in the heart we still blaspheme other devotees, or we still blaspheme the Vedas, and we still have the doubts, not at all sincere about the things, like that is duplicity. So duplicity always destroy the devotional service. We should not show off. We should not duplicate showcase duplicity, like that will destroy devotional service. Whatever we have, if we have a doubt, or if we have something, like we should show that, we should express that. Sincerity matters here. It is not a competition, it is not an exam based thing or degree thing. Sincerity matters. What who are, that is what we should show. Like there is nothing like impressing someone. It is like a devotional platform. So that is also another thing Krishna wanted to show in this platform, that duplicity destroys devotional service. That is one thing. And so these are the main points Krishna wanted to show, why Krishna was not dealing with the Yadavas, was not on a material platform. So another thing is like why Krishna left a material body here before he going back to Godhead. Because there are people say like Krishna left his material body here, so Krishna's body was not spiritual. He took a form and he came to this world, and so Krishna don't have a form, like that someone says, like many philosophers says that theory. So why Krishna left a material body here? So the entire pastime is like Jara shoot arrow to the lotus feet of Krishna, and that's the reason why Krishna left his body. So one common sense is that in that place, about 546 family members, 546 people, they were just fighting together, and they just died, and that was like a battlefield. They all blood flooded, and they all dead bodies dying there. And we know that the Jera, the hunter, was looking for a deer there, and he came for hunting a deer. So we know the deer is very timid animal, that like that if we give them a thorough look also, it will run away. So the deer is like that much poor animal, so there is no chance that in such a havoc place deer will come and calmly and roam around the places. So there is no possibility that a deer will be there, and the hunter know very well that where all places deer will roam and the deer will be present. So there is no chance that Jera will think that there will be a deer and he came there, and Jera also know that is a place where so much murder is happening, so there is no possibility that any animals will be there roaming and he could catch that. So that is one thing, so that is no not possible. And another thing is that Jara shooted that arrow and it pierced the lotus feet of Krishna. So nothing can pierce the lotus feet of Krishna, because Krishna's body is Sachidananda. It is eternal, blissful, and full of knowledge. So Sachidananda body, nothing can pierce the body of Krishna. So in the Bhagavatam also, in the past times, the first verse says like the arrow was shot by Jara, and the next verse it says like Jara was praying to Krishna. Jara was praying obeisances to Krishna for the offense or for the mistake he committed. So it is like nothing can pierce Krishna's feet. It is just like a drama or just like an illusion kind of thing. Krishna set it for the common people to think, like they think that I left my body like this. And why Krishna did is like that, he wanted to please his devotee. Why? Because Bhrigu Muni, we know that Bhrigu Muni's story, like Bhrigu Muni wanted to know who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. He wanted to know if Brahma, Shiva, or Lord Vishnu is the Supreme personality, and he went at Kailas, and he went to Brahmalok, and he ultimately went to Vaikuntha, and he kicked Lord Vishnu on his chest, and we know the story. So for that is a great mistake, that was a great offense committed by Bhrigu Muni. So for that, Bhrigu came into material world as a hunter, Jara. So Jara was Bhrigu Muni incarnated. So came as Jara. So Krishna, out of his causeless mercy or out of his intimate affection or love towards his devotee, Krishna wanted to take Bhrigu Muni back to Godhead, back to him. When he goes back, he wanted to take Bhrigu Muni also along with him. So the punishment or the only way Krishna can do that was like Bhrigu Muni or the Jara should feel the intense remorse. So that is the consequences. That was the punishment, or that was the uh, thing he should do, Jara should do to get his to nullify his karma, like what he has done. So Krishna wanted Bhrigu to feel that much remorse, so that Krishna goes this pastime. Krishna made Jara to shoot arrows to his lotus feet, and so that Jara will feel that ultimate remorse. And when he at that ultimate remorse, Jara surrendered to Krishna, Krishna can take him along with him back to Godhead. So that was Krishna's ultimate affection for his devotee. He wanted to take Bhrigu Muni back to Godhead. That was another thing. And the next thing is like Krishna wanted to confuse the demons. So like we was saying before, like here people are saying like Krishna left his body here, so Krishna don't have a material spirit. Krishna's body was material. So when Krishna, the supreme God, come here, he assumed a form and he came here and he performed a pastime and left the body and went back to Godhead. So that was another thing. So the term itself, like Krishna went back to Godhead, is itself is not right. Like where it gives an information, or it has a meaning, like when Krishna came here, Krishna was not there. It's nothing like that. Krishna was simultaneously there in the Goloka Vrindana also, but Krishna was here also. So that is the omnipresence of Krishna. So Krishna is always there in the Goloka Vrindana, as well as Krishna is everywhere. So but still, when Krishna came here, he left this body to confuse the demon, or confuse the Mayavadis, or confuse those people who are saying like he had a material body. So Krishna just left a material body here to give them more material to discuss or to contemplate or to do mental speculations, like they, so that they don't have the faith, they don't have that emotional sincerity. Their aim or their desire is to speculate on things and give information like that. So Krishna facilitated that. So Krishna says like, whatever is our desire, he reciprocate accordingly. So Krishna wanted to give that more material to them to discuss on. So to confuse the demons, Krishna did that. And another important thing is like that Krishna know that the next cycle is coming, or the next yuga coming is Kali Yuga. So Kali Yuga is coming, so Krishna wanted to switch on the engine of Kali Yuga in a way like that. What happened was, when Krishna was in this earth, in the material world, dharma was flourishing and everything was auspicious and every opulence was there. But Krishna know, when Kali Yuga can establish, Kali Yuga can come into place only when three legs of dharma was broken. So in order to do that, Krishna had to end his pastime in this way. So that what if like in the Ramalila, after Ramalila, what Ram did was, in his spiritual aeroplane, he took all Ayodhya Vasis and he went back to Ayodhya. It was perfect pastimes or straightforward pastime. We could see that all the residents of Ayodhya went back to spiritual platform along with Rama. So similarly, if Krishna ended his pastimes in a particular way, in that way, like all the residents, all Yadava dynasty and every devotees went back to Godhead along with the Krishna on a plane, what will happen is like, those who were already devotees, their devotion will be intensified, and they will like they will so they saw that what happened to the devotees, so they will be, their devotion will be intensified, and they will be more focused on devotional service. And those who are neutral, those who don't have that much devotion, what will happen is, if they see this incident, means they will start into devotional life, or they will become devotees, because they know that what happened to the associates of Krishna, they went back to Golok Vrindavana along with Krishna. So that those who are neutral will turn to become devotees. So what will happen, the number of devotees in the material in the earth will be doubled, and dharma will be more flourished. But that should not happen in Kali Yuga. So Krishna wanted to reverse the entire situation. So Krishna ended his pastime. So when someone hear the closing pastime of Krishna, they will be like, oh, what, this is what happened to the people who worship Krishna. So they will confuse, and there will be bewilderment among common people. And that is the place when that happening, that is the time where Kali can establish, because the only reason, the root cause of decline of dharma, or the proliferation or establishment of adharma, or the highing of adharma, is like, the root cause will be faithlessness. If we have faithlessness, if we have doubt in our heart, that is the root cause for dharma to fall down. So that is to sow the seed of faithlessness. Krishna did these pastimes, like he just left a material body here. So that can cause doubt to the common people, and all the material people, and many sages of that time also, they speculated that Krishna left his body. Even Arjuna also, at some point of time, though he was confusing, like Krishna left his body, so he was confusing. So Krishna did that to confuse, and Krishna wanted to set up the next yuga's status previously. So Krishna did the pastimes like that. So because of that, the people like us, when we see the pastimes, like, we will be confused, what happened, like, that is another reason why Krishna did pastimes like that. So we will be confused, like, oh, this is what happened to their dynasty. That is another reason. So Krishna wanted to sow the seed of faithlessness. And another thing is like, there are two type of people when we say about these. So one thing is like, when Krishna was in the spiritual world, one type of people was thinking that conditional souls were thinking like, they are seeing the personal form of Krishna because of their austerity. They did something austere, because of their credit they are seeing Krishna's forms, personal form. So the thing is like, it says like, simply by meditating on Krishna's body, we can get liberated, or we can get the ultimate perfection of life. So Krishna wanted to take away that beautiful form of Krishna from the eyes of the common people or conditioned souls, to prove that, to see the personal feature of Krishna, to see the personal form of Krishna, nothing can do that. Only Krishna's will, only through Krishna's mercy, one can see the personal form. No austerity, no credit, no devotional service, nothing. If Krishna doesn't desire, we can't see Krishna. So only Krishna's mercy, one can see the personal form of Krishna. That is another thing. And that is in the case of normal common conditional people. And in case of devotees, if Krishna left the world, or Krishna take away his beautiful form from the eyes of the devotees, what will happen, that they will feel intense separation, and their love for Krishna will be intensified. Their love for Krishna will be intensified. So Krishna left a lot of pastimes in the material world. So simply by remembering or meditating that pastime, even after 5,000 years later, like this time, we will also get the same benefit, just like associating with Krishna personally. So that is the beauty of this pastime. Like whenever Krishna had a lot of pastimes in the material world, and there are a lot of things to remember. So even after 5,000 years later also, when one remember or meditate on that particular pastimes, one will feel the intense separation from Krishna, that will intensify their devotion as well as they, but the same time they will get the benefit or pleasure of associating with Krishna personally. So that is another thing. And another thing is Krishna's mercy is like, for common people, like Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur also says, like on this point, like Krishna's activities as well as a normal jiva's activities will be look similar. There will be more similarities about the activities performed by Krishna as well as the normal jiva's activities. So why Krishna did that is like, this is Krishna's merciful concession, so that the material people or the normal conditional people will think like, oh, this man is behaving like us. So they will feel some kind of attraction towards Krishna, and then when they come towards to see like who is a similar kind of man like us, so out of that curiosity, out of that connection, when they came to understand who is Krishna, they will be benefited. So that is the reason why Krishna's pastimes or Krishna's activities in the material world resemble more of a normal jiva's activity. So that is out of Krishna's mercy. Krishna was doing that, and Krishna left a material body here just to simply bewilder the common people here. And so that is why Krishna left his body here, and Krishna entered his Yadu dynasty in a particular way, to show that Krishna is not at all partial to anyone. And Krishna wanted to establish the power of Brahmana's curse, and Krishna wanted to switch on the engine for Kali Yuga, because the normal people will get bewildered, and those who are devotees will also get a doubt, like if we are on a right path or not. If this is what happening to a devotee or close associate of Krishna, then what will happen if I continue on this path? So to produce that confusion also, Krishna did this pastime. So after that, Kali Yuga manifested, and as the temperature of Kali Yuga was increasing and increasing, we all manifested. We all came to this material world because of our karmas and our desires and whatever it may be. We all came to that, but now, before some times, like out of mercy, Srila Prabhupada established a movement like this, is called his Krishna consciousness movement. So it is like a saving grace for the conditional souls in the material world for the next 10,000 years. Prabhupada gave a particular platform or particular costless mercy, like a very beautiful thing. We all have a hope, like we will be saved. So this is one of the very fortune in this Kali Yuga, like Krishna Prabhupada established this movement, and we are a part of this movement, and we have a hope like that. And one devotee in New York asked Prabhupada, like, what about the avatar of Kalki, Srila Prabhupada? What will be the message of Kalki? That avatar is going to come at the end of Kali Yuga. So what will be the message of that avatar? So in response to that, Prabhupada was saying, when Kalki come, there won't be any messages. There will be simply killing. So that man was asking like, then what about all you devotee, all you Hare Krishna devotees, all the members of Hare ISKCON, what will happen to you? So Prabhupada was saying that there will be no devotees of ISKCON will be here in this material world when Kalki Avatar come. Before that, all of them will go back to Golok Vrindavana, because they are doing the right thing, so they will be go back to Golok Vrindavana. And Prabhupada was saying, if you don't take Krishna consciousness movement seriously, you will be there to face Kalki Avatar. So Prabhupada gave that assurance, like we will be saved, and Prabhupada will take charge of us if we follow what he did, what he says, or what he teaches. So that is another thing. And all these pastimes are like very confusing, like when someone hear this or someone read and understand this, it is very difficult to understand. With our mundane conception or our material senses, it is very difficult to understand. So we should be very thankful for all the acharyas, all the great devotees who write commentaries for these pastimes, so that when we read that, we will understand like what all these things means. So with our intelligence, with our senses, it is very difficult, or it is not possible to understand the intricacies of all these pastimes. So all but we should be very grateful to the all acharyas and all the great Vaishnavas who wrote commentaries, and they wrote their realizations on these pastimes, so that when we read that, when we go through that, we will understand like what this all means, so that we will be fixed on our devotional service without any doubt or without any confusion. We will be able to continue what we are doing with more and more seriousness as time passes, rather than diluting our devotion or falling apart from the path. We will be more focused, and we can move very fast in the devotional track. So yeah, that's all I would just wanted to share on this pastime. So I'm just ending here. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much for listening to me for the 35 minutes. I don't know if I added something to you, because you all know these things more than me. So I just wanted to share these things. Sorry if I wasted your time, but forgive me and kindly correct me if I did anything, any mistakes or anything wrong. So Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you so much for sharing all the pastimes, different pastimes of Krishna. So just one question. So when Samba has done some kind of imitation in front of the Brahmanas, later on, did he ask them forgiveness?
I don't think so, Prabhu. He didn't ask forgiveness. They were so much tense, like they were confused, and they went back to Britain, and then they asked like, this is what happened there. So I don't think they asked for forgiveness. I'm not aware of that, Prabhu. Did they approach? I'm not sure, Prabhu. As far as I know, I think they don't.
Thank you, Mataji. So just wanted to just ask this question. So generally, so even if we see whenever Jaya and Vijaya, they are the associates of the Lord. When they are offending, not actually offending, so but it appears like that to the Kumaras, and then they got angry, and later on they fall on the feet of Brahmanas. So likewise here, so these are Krishna's associates and Krishna's children. So they should have been asking for the forgiveness. So that's what I was trying to expect, if there is any mention of it.
No, there is no mention of that. But in case of Jaya and Vijaya also, that the beauty is like Krishna wanted to protect Jaya and Vijaya. Krishna, Lord Vishnu, on his Garuda came to that space, and Krishna was saying like, I'm ready to cut my hands for the mistake Jaya and Vijay was doing. You just forgive them. Like that, Krishna was saying a beautiful pastime, and Prabhupada was giving a purport. Like in the purport, there was a beautiful point like, if someone take to the Krishna consciousness movement or devotional service with utmost seriousness, it doesn't matter if he is purified or if he achieved something. Even if someone out of with complete seriousness begin the process, it should be understand that he is already purified, and Krishna will give them all protection, all aspects of life, even at the cost of cutting is in any of his body parts. So Krishna will give them the ultimate protection, even if we want begin the process with ultimate seriousness. So Prabhupada was giving a particular beautiful point on the purport, like for the Jaya Vijaya context. So I just remembered that Prabhupada was reading that last week. Hare
Okay.
Krishna.
Dear devotees, if you have got any questions to Mataji, so kindly share your questions or comments. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, excellent. You gave a lot of information, as it was very, very different. Differently, you gave much information. Is more informative. Just I have couple of questions only. You mentioned in this material world is temporary. That is correct, quite right. But the point is, whatever the Vrindavan, is it temporary or it is eternal?
What is
Vrindavan?
Vrindavan?
Yeah, Vrindavan.
Vrindavan is temporary or so?
Or eternal? Yes.
It's like, as far as I know, Prabhu, Vrindavan is like is there in the Golok Vrindavana. So what we see now is like an embassy, like a portion of the spiritual world in the material world, like Jagannath Puri. All these are eternal things. So whenever there's annihilation, also it will be exact like that in Jagannath Puri, and all these dams won't destroy. They are all eternal. So even if there is flood, also like at the end the cosmic annihilation, also that dam will be protected. Like I forgot the Muni's name, like um, Krishna showed his forms on the banyan tree, like tall sucking form. That Amoga Prabhu, what was that Muni's name? Like he got a blessing, like he won't die for 3 Brahma Yugas. Like Jagannath Puri pastimes, there was a Muni, right? He was taking shelter of that Neelajal praise because that was eternal there. So that Jagannath Puri won't annihilate, like that is eternal, like that.
For the Vrindavan, it is mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So and whenever the Lord appears, all his abodes will be descended. Ya yata bhuvi vattante puryo bhagavataha priyaha tas tata santi vaikunte tattat leelardhamadrutaha. So it mentions Ya yata bhuvi vattante, on the top of the earth, puryo bhagavataha priyaha, are the Lord's the kshetras, Vrindavan, Madhura, all these dhamas, they will be descended to perform tas tata santi vaikunte tattat leelardham adrutaha. So likewise, it is Prabhupada mentioned in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So it is coming from the Skanda Purana. Jiva Goswami also quoted that one. So all the Lord's pastimes places, they are not ordinary ones. They descended from the Vaikunta.
And yes, that Muni, Markandeya Muni, he was taking shelter of that Neelajal, like Jagannath Puri, because that dam won't annihilated even at the time of annihilation. After Brahma's day, after Brahma's 100 years, the entire cosmic manifestation will be annihilated. At that time also, all these dams like Ranganath, Rangashetra, Jagannath Puri, Vrindavan, all will be eternal. Like they won't annihilate like that.
Dwarka Dham already gone.
It's like Vrindavana, Jagannath Puri, all that dhams are eternal. I hate Prabhu. Dwaraka, yeah.
Dwarka Puri already under the ocean.
Yeah, under the ocean.
Now the Modiji is going there worshipping now. Yes. Another question I have, whatever the generation of Krishna, is it Vishnu Tattva or Jiva Tattva or Vishnu Tattva?
Generation means family members.
Yes, yes.
Um,
The children of, for example, children of Krishna. Is it Krishna Tattva or Vishnu Tattva? Jiva Tattva.
Jiva Tattva. I think they are not like Jiva Tattva, Vishnu Tattva is like the close associates like um, Nityananda Prabhu, or Balram, like that. All that associate are like Jiva Tattva, I think, Prabhu.
Mataji. So the Lord's associates, they are not Jiva Tattva, so they are descending from the Vaikuntha or the demigods.
Yeah,
So
demigods are so Vishnu Tattva, Prabhu.
yes, all the associates of Krishna, so they are descending, so they are eternal associates of the Lord. They will come. And it is etad esha nimishasya prakristopi tadgunaihi naijyate sada atmastaihi yada buddhihi tadashraya. So that is, whoever is associating with the Lord in all his pastimes, they are not ordinary, not ordinary jivas. So
Yes.
there are, even though for our mundane eyes it appears like that, but they are all Lord's associates, eternal associates. That means they're not ordinary jivas.
Yes, Prabhu, I understand that. Like what I thought is like, yes, Krishna's close associates are Jiva Tattva, like in our Panchatattva all are Vishnu Tattva, and the close associates like Balram all are Vishnu Tattva, Krishna Tattva. But I was asking for this 546 million uh, people, family members, all were Vishnu Tattva or Krishna Tattva. Like there were, I said like there were two people. Like one was close associate of Krishna. They were coming from eternal associates, like they were coming from Golok Vrindavana to the mystery world, or there was demigod. So demigods are also like Vishnu Tattva, Prabhu. I'm not sure. Like
So demigods, they come into the Jiva Tattva.
yeah, that's what I was asking. Like the close associate, there are close intimate associates of Krishna. They are Vishnu Tattva, but the remaining are demigods and the Jiva
Yes,
Tattva. Yes.
yeah. Thank you so much, Mataji. And also, just one more point: whenever Krishna he is disappearing, so in his four-handed form, just wanted to add this one. At the time, Daruka comes to that place, and when Daruka was seeing, the Lord was lying under that tree, under banyan tree. So at that time, he has four hands. All his weapons, they have taken the personified. At that time, they all speak to Daruka. That or Daruka, just go and speak to the Devaki and Vasudeva about the Krishna's disappearance. So at that time, Krishna also mentions, "Tvam tu mad dharmam astaya jnanista upekshaha." He says to Dharuka, saying that, "Tvam tu mad dharmam astaya jnanista upekshaha." O Dharuka, you keep yourself in my devotional service. Mad dharmam astaya jnanista upekshaha, with complete knowledge. Manmaya rachitam yetam vijnapa upasamam vraja. So he says that this is my disappearance. It is manmaya rachitam yetam. This is my illusory energy. This is my illusory energy. So vijnapa upasamam vraja. So he says, now you completely free from all this bewilderment, illusions. Don't worry about this. And then he says to Daruka, that is one point we need to remember. So this is, if you could share some of the Bhagavatam, little bit of few points so that we all can see. Is it possible, Mataji, for you to share?
Yeah, I will share two verses, Prabhu. Can you see my? No, right.
Just quickly, we shall just go through only. We don't go deep into the purports, only the translate.
Hey Krishna Prabhu, this is one.
Yes, Mataji.
Yeah, this is one thing.
Yes.
Like, O saintly Uddhava, in the near future, I will abandon this earth. Then, being overwhelmed by the age of Kali, the earth will benefit of all piety. So this is like Krishna was saying Uddhava. and Krishna was giving Uddhava the instruction like going to the rishis there, like Badrikastravas, go to the Badrika. Krishna closed all his pastime, he performed all his desire, but one thing left was Krishna wanted to reciprocate with the sages in the Badrikastram. So Krishna was giving that task to Uddhava, and he was empowering Uddhava for that thing. And on this context, like the curse context, like thing 11.1.5. Here Krishna saying like एवं व्यावासिदो राज्यं सत्यसङ्कल्प ईश्वरः सभा व्याजेन विप्राणं सहज्रे swakulam vibhuhu, which means, my dear King Parikshit, when the Supreme Almighty Lord, who desire always comes to pass, has thus made up his mind, he withdrew his family on the pretext of a curse spoken by an assembly of Brahmanas. So it's like Krishna only did that. He withdrew his own family on the pretext of a curse spoken by an assembly of Brahmanas. So Krishna did that. So the entire beginning of the thing, like the curse, was Krishna's plan. Krishna wanted to withdraw his family. So this Krishna declared.
Thank you, Mataji. So this one also winding up pastimes. Chapter 30. If you just
70 Canto Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji. Chapter 30 and verse number from 39 onwards. So this is Jara. Lord speaks to Jara. You can just open in advanced and then normal only. Just click on the chapter 30 on the top. You would see just only the translation. We don't have to go inside the verses. Yeah, 39 onwards. So you can just uncheck purports and the synonyms. We can just only see those. Okay, so here.
1 second. Purport we don't know.
Okay, from 39. So the Lord is saying these words that Jara, he has got his four-handed form and he did circumambulated around the Lord, and then he went back to Vaikuntha on an airplane, Jara. So just if you just go through the just translations quickly, that would be very helpful to all of us, so that
Sure, Prabhu. Thank you for sharing this. So the translation, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, my dear Jara, do not fear, please get up. What has been done is actually my own desire. With my permission, go now to the abode of the pious, the spiritual world. So instructed by the Supreme Lord Krishna, his Lord Krishna, who assumes his transcendental body by his own will, the hunter circumambulated the Lord 3 times and bowed down to him. Then the hunter departed in an airplane that had appeared just to carry him to the spiritual sky. At that time, Daruga was searching for his master, Krishna. As he neared the place where Lord was sitting, he perceived the aroma of tulsi flower in the breeze and went in its direction. Upon seeing Lord Krishna resting at the foot of a banyan tree, surrounded by his shining weapons, Daruka could not control the affection he felt in his heart. His eyes filled with tears as he rushed down from the chariot and fell at the lotus feet. Daruka said, just as on a moonless night, people are merged into darkness and cannot find their way, now that I have lost sight of your lotus feet, my lord, I have lost my vision and am wandering blindly in darkness. I cannot tell my direction, nor can I find any peace. Sukadeva Goswami continued, O foremost of kings, while the chariot driver was still speaking, by his very eyes, Lord's chariot rose up to the sky along with its horses and its flag, which was marked with the emblem of Garuda. All the divine weapons of Vishnu rose up and followed the chariot. The Lord Janardana then spoke to his chariot driver, who was most astonished to see all this. O driver, go to Dwaraka and tell our family members how their loved one destroyed one another, and also tell them of the disappearance of Lord Shankarshana and of my present condition. You and your relatives should not remain in Dwaraka, the capital of Yadus, because once I have abandoned that city, it will be inundated by the ocean. You should all take your own families together with my parents and under Arjuna's protection go to Indraprastha. You Dharuga should be firmly situated in devotion to me, remaining fixed in spiritual knowledge and unattached to material consideration, understanding these pastimes to be a display of my illusory potency. You should remain peaceful. Thus ordered, Dharuga circumambulated the Lord and offered obeisances to him again and again. He placed Lord Krishna's lotus feet upon his head and then, with a sad heart, went back to the city. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhu.
So just only two more texts, Mataji. So just next, if you click the next and then verse number 13 and 14, just to
13,
pass.
14.
Yes, Mataji. Sorry, 12, 13 and 14, Mataji, please.
12, okay.
Just only translations.
Lord Krishna brought the son of his guru back from the planet of the Lord of Death in the boy's self-same body, and as the ultimate giver of protection, he saved you also when you were burned by the Brahmastra of Ashwathama. He conquered in battle even Lord Shiva, who deals death to the agents of death, and he sent the hunter Jara directly to Vaikunta in his human body. How could such a personality be unable to protect his own self? Although Lord Krishna, being possessor of infinite power, it is the only cause of the creation, maintenance, and destruction of innumerable living beings, he simply did not decide to keep his body in this world any longer. Thus, he revealed the destination of those fixed in the self and demonstrated that this moral world is of no intrinsic value. Anyone who regularly rises early in the morning and carefully chants with devotion the glories of Lord Sri Krishna's transcendental disappearance and his return to his abode will certainly achieve that same supreme destination.
Hariva. So nice. Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhu, for sharing.
Just yeah, thank you so much, Mataji, for kindly pastimes to all of us. So enlightening all this, Lord, it is bewildering sometimes. Yes.
Prabhuji, maybe there is a sense also. Who is Zora actually? You have? Do you have any information about in the past life? Was Zora? What was his piety?
Brigumuni.
Brigumuni. But some other mention I found it was son of Boli.
Yeah, it's
Ramlila. In
Vali,
Ramlila.
mentioned as Vali.
Yes. I hear like it's Brigumuni.
Mataji, Brigumuni is the Jara like that. Do you have any reference for it?
Yes, I heard it from the Gauranga Prabhu's lecture.
Of course, but do we have any reference like from any scriptures, Bhagavatam, Bhagavad, any other Puranas?
Not
that you know. Otherwise, of course, devotees also sometimes they mention their personal understandings, but we need a proper reference. So to say, okay, this is the evidence. That is in Nikanam. This is one of the topics when we say example, reasons, and
I think he was mentioning some reference in that Gauranga Prabhu's lecture, Prabhu. I don't remember, like I heard it a long time back. Maybe I can refer and get back to you.
And look at that one to us, please.
It was some kind of Purana, and I don't remember now.
Yeah, there was, sorry, Prabhu. Yeah, please go ahead. Oh, Prabhu, please.
So later on, Mataji, not now. So later on.
Sure. I want to search that, like.
Because there was also somehow, maybe I cannot find the reference immediately, but it was first life of Bali Maharaj was killed by Ram. It was considered as non-ethical while killed, and that's why his son was to take boon so that I can kill you. So he mentioned in the next age you can do that.
Yes, I hear
That was, it is a son of Bali. It was another.
It is Angada.
Angada, yes, exactly. That is correct. Angada. That is we are supporting Amak Prabhu. Yes, that is we are heard.
Okay.
Yeah, that is we can find maybe. Yes.
I will search Prabhu like the reference and I will get back to you.
Thank you so much, Mataji, for kindly giving your information and sharing all this past. Very beautiful to hear and blissful. Dear devotees, if you have got any comments to Mataji or ask questions, kindly share. And also, I request all the devotees kindly unmute and do 3 loud Hari words to Mataji. Hare Krishna. Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
Hari
Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Anya Mataji, for explaining us such a beautiful pastime, and very much very informative and very insightful. Thank you so much. Really appreciate. I really enjoyed. I just couldn't move away from here. It was so interesting. Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you for joining Amoga Prabhu, Devashis Prabhu, Gaurangi Mataji, Hemlata Mataji, Janitanga Mataji, Prabhavdi Mataji, Rasalila Mataji, Rathamrabhu, Sridhar Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Mataji, for beautiful lecture. I learned a lot from your lecture, Mataji. Lots of information I didn't know before. Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Sorry, I was late. I was in another meeting from my temple.
Hare
I'm
Krishna.
terribly late. I'm shameful. Sorry.
No, Mataji, Hare Krishna. I just shared something I learned, like.
But it's on record.
Yes.
And so I'll have a listen. Thank you, Hari Bol.
Okay, so any other comments or shall move on to the next part of the program? Hare Krishna.
Yes. So, can I request any devotees to do Natsimha prayers? Like,
Shall I do it seeing that I'm late?
yeah, Mataji, please.
Is that all right with everybody else?
Yes.
Mataji.
Hari Bol. Namaste Narasimhaya. Is somebody going to follow?
I will.
Dev-
Yeah. Okay, Devashis Prabhu, please.
Sorry, Mataji. Do you want me to sing?
Yes,
Sorry.
Prabhuji. A response, Prabhuji.
Response, okay. Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Namaste Narasimhaya.
Prahlada Ladadaine.
Prahlada Daine.
Hiranya Kashipur Bhakshaha.
Hiranyakashipur Bhakshaha.
Hiranyakashipur Bhakshaha.
Hiranyakashipur Bhakshaha.
Srilatangkalakalaye.
Srilatangkalakalaye.
Yeto nasimho parato nasimho.
Ito nasimho parato nasimho.
Yato ya nitato nasimho.
Yato yani tato nasimho.
Vahe nasimho hidaye nasimho.
Bahir nasimho hridaye nasimho.
Narasimha Badim Saranam Prapade.
Narasimha Madim Sharanam Prapade.
Tamakara Kamalabhaye Naka Abhuta Simha Dalita Hiranyakashipu Tanubringa Keshavadrita Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare
Tava Kara Kamala Vare Nakam Abhuta Singham Dalita Hiranyakashipur Tanubindam Keshavadrita Narhari Rupa Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Jai Jagadisha, Jai Jagadisha, Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Jai Jagadisha, Jai Jagadisha, Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare. Jai Jagadisha Hare.
Jai Narsimhadev, 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 Jaya Narsimhadev.
Jayo Narasimhadev, 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 Jayo Narasimhadev.
Jaya Prahalad Maharaj, Prahalad Maharaj, Prahalad Maharaj, Jaya Prahalad Maharaj.
Jayo Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, Jayo Prahlad Maharaj.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jayo Jayo Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol.
Oh, Jai Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.
Hari Bol. Sorry about the voice.
Bhagwan ki Jai.
Hari Hari Bol.
Maharaj ki Jai.
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 Jai, Jai, Jai.
Jai.
Thank you, Janivani Madhyaji. I'm hearing first time from Janagani Mataji the message of prayers. Happy that you got your health back, like your voice is okay now.
It's not that good, but I'll try. I don't want to give up. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So,
Thank you
Amoka,
so much. Yes, Mataji. So we can wind up the session if all devotees have no questions or no comments.
Prabhuji, we can say unmute and say loud horrible for Saranya Mataji for lovely lecture. Yeah, please.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari Bol.
Hari
Hari
Bol.
Bol.
thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mataji.
We'll wind up and meet tomorrow morning for the Japa session. Krishna Vrinda ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Itai Gaur Pramanande Hari
Hari Bol.
Hari.